Hello football fans, Kerm here again with another prediction video of all the football action that's going to be happening on Saturday, this 16th of April 2011. So many matches, so many things to talk about. The first thing I gotta say is, are you ready for some football? Oh my god, the next couple of weeks are going to be just stellar for any football fan out there. We're talking 4 El Clasicos, a Copa del Rey final, an FA Cup semi-final that hasn't happened since 1926. I'm talking an all-Manchester semi-final in the FA Cup. It's going to happen tonight at Wembley Stadium, where Mr. Wayne Rooney, who is suspended for swearing into the camera for this FA Cup match, is taking 6 underprivileged kids to watch the match at the Wembley Stadium in a private box. 3 boys, 3 girls will be sitting with Rooney in a private box in Wembley watching Manchester United, wait for it, so Manchester City. Oh yeah, we're going to start off with the all-Manchester derby in the FA Cup semi-final. Obviously no Wayne Rooney because he is suspended. No Carlos Tevez because he is injured. He had the hamstring injury when they played off in Anfield against Liverpool and lost 3-0. It's going to be an amazing game. This is City has not defeated United in an FA Cup match since 1955. That's a couple stats I want to start off with. I just want to start off with saying that De Jong is back for Manchester City. That is some good news, but I want to let you know that since 1981, Manchester City has not made the final of the FA Cup, and even in 1981 they lost to Tottenham. I believe it was 1-0 or 2-0, and they came up runners-up in that competition. They haven't had a trophy for 35 years, so this is a very important game for all Manchester City fans if they want to end that 35-year trophy drought. They're 19 minutes away from an FA Cup final in Wembley if they can trounce Manchester United, but Manchester United have been in some rich vein of form. The treble is on. Remember the treble of 1999? Well, the treble of 2011 is on for Manchester United. Today it starts off with a semi-final visit at Wembley Stadium with Manchester City. It's going to be a stellar match. Obviously, without Wayne Rooney, I think Sir Alex Ferguson is going to give Dimitar Berbatov, who has 22 goals so far this season, the start, and he probably will play him alongside Chicharito, who in 37 matches has like 18 goals. So that's a great return for that little Mexican. I'm in love with Chicharito. I think he's just awesome. 18 goals and 1 goal against Chelsea he had in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and Ji-sung Park also getting a goal in that game as well. I think Manchester United, especially this time of the season, they always hit that rich vein of form that takes them towards the end, fighting on 3 fronts for a trophy. They had 3 chances to get silverware. Unfortunately, Chelsea have none. Manchester United have 3. So I still think Manchester United are favorites to win this one. A lot of people are thinking that Manchester United are favorites. It depends what Roberto Mancini does. He has to salvage something. He has to get some silverware, and he has to think ahead of trying to get to keep the 4th spot in the Premier League, because they lost Liverpool, and they put themselves in a little bit of danger of losing that Champions League spot to Tottenham. But moving on, I still think Mancini is going to do something a little weird, and I'm hoping he does this. I'm hoping he plays Edin Dzeko and Balotelli together with Gareth Barry and Nigel de Jong in the middle of midfield, flanked by Adam Johnson and David Silva. He could be a little defensive-minded and put 3 in the midfield, that is take off Balotelli and keep Dzeko alone up front with the wide players in Silva and Adam Johnson, and keep James Milner, Gareth Barry, and Nigel de Jong in the middle of midfield. If he goes with the 2 forwards up front, a conventional 4-4-2, then I think Manchester United will favor that, because if you look at Balotelli, in 23 appearances, he's got 2 red cards and 9 yellow cards. And the way Manchester United are, they could probably really wound up Mario Balotelli and probably get him sent off in this game if he plays. So I think Balotelli would be better suited as a super sub rather than starting the game. But still, like Nemanja Vidic said, the world's best player at one point was Edin Dzeko. He still thinks Edin Dzeko is the world's best player. He has to approach the match as if whatever player he's going to face off against is the best player. So he's got to be the top of the game. So Manchester United cannot take Manchester City lightly, even if they don't have their talismanic Carlos Tevez, the Argentinian, who scored 4 times against Manchester United, and Manchester United doesn't have Wayne Rooney, who scored like 9 times against Manchester City. But this is going to be a cagey game. It's going to be a slow build-up. I think both teams who don't have the greatest form away from home are going to be very cagey in the first half of the match at Wembley. One stat that I read that I really enjoyed is that at halftime, if the match is drawn, Manchester United remain undefeated, as they have not lost a game that is drawn at the half. They've gone on to draw 7 of those games and win 3 of them, whereas Manchester City, if the scoreline is drawn at the half, they've lost 4. I think they've lost 4, won 5, or lost 3, won 5, and drawn 1. So it's a better stat for Manchester United, and they won 17 of the last 22 games. Scoring first did Manchester United. So we'll see what happens over there. If Manchester City concede first, then they're going to have a tough time getting back into the game. It's all about Manchester United playing on the width with either Valencia, Ji-Sung Park. I'm sure Nani will be sitting on the bench. I hope he plays in a conventional 4-4-2 with Valencia and Nani flanking them. But with Mika Richards coming back and with the threat of David Silva, he may not be up to the pace in the Premier League yet, but he's still he's still a quality player. And you have to say Adam Johnson's just been stellar in all the starts that he's had for Manchester City. The way I see it happening is it's going to be cagey, it's going to be tough, but Manchester United are going to win it in the end, and they're going to win it 2-1. I think Manchester United is going to win it 2-1. That's why I see it going. I still have this sneaky feeling that City are going to score early and make Manchester United work for the win, but I still think Manchester United have enough in the bag to defeat Manchester City and make it to the FA Cup final and contest for their 12th, what would be their 12th FA Cup title. Manchester City having only won, I believe, 4 FA Cups in their history. So that's the Manchester derby at Wembley. I think Manchester United will win 2-1. Moving on, Arsenal versus Liverpool. What a dilemma for the Liverpool fans. If Arsenal defeat Liverpool, then they can actually try to stop Manchester United from winning that 19th Premier League title. But if they want to make it to the Champions League next year and they want to actually make it to the Europa League or try to get to 4th or 5th spot, they need 3 points to Liverpool. So what do the fans do? Do they choose to allow Manchester United to lift the cup? Because if they defeat Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium, especially with Andy Carroll in the lineup, then you know that Manchester United are going to have one firm grip on that Premier League title. So it's a big dilemma, but do not count Arsenal out, all right? Arsenal have Johan Giroud coming back. They also have Szczesny coming back. So there's some key players. They have that little Russian in Andre Arshavin that just loves scoring against Liverpool. And Theo Walcott, starting on the right, is going to have the pace that is going to mess with the Liverpool defense. What only scares me about Arsenal is obviously their central defense. And if you remember last November when Newcastle visited the Emirates Stadium, it was Andy Carroll who got that 1 goal by a header that helped Newcastle defeat Arsenal. And Andy Carroll just scored his first 2 goals in a Liverpool shirt against Manchester City. So I still think the stacked, it's a little tough for Arsenal, but I think Arsenal has enough in the tank to get this one. They do not want to lose the 3 points. They need to keep Manchester United at the horizon. They have a game in hand on Manchester United. They got to win this one for 3 and get the 3 points. Watch Jack Wilshere and Cesc Fabregas control the midfield. Without Steven Gerrard, the midfield is going to be lacking for Liverpool. I don't think Lucas Levay is going to have a good time against the duo of Wilshere and Cesc Fabregas. The only positives I see for Liverpool is off set pieces. If they can get a lot of set pieces in and around the box, the defense of Arsenal will falter. Luis Suarez has to be that creative spark to get Andy Carroll into goal. I see this one, Arsenal nicking in the end. I think it could be a draw. It could be a draw, but I still think Arsenal has enough, especially with Arshavin loving to score against Liverpool, and he might just get the winning goal. I think it's going to be 3-2 for Arsenal in this game, or 2-1, one of the two. So I still think Arsenal can win this one and get 3 points. Moving on, Chelsea versus West Bromwich Albion. What can you say about Chelsea? No chance of getting silverware. 11 games for Fernando Torres without a goal. Last time they faced up against West Brom at Stamford Bridge, they thrashed them 6-0. But the thing about West Brom is they got Roy Hodgson back, and Roy Hodgson was the former manager of El Nino, Fernando Torres. So watch Torres. I think this is a game where Chelsea will win, and Chelsea will win like 4-0 or something like that, and Fernando Torres actually gets his first goal for Chelsea. This could be a turning point to make the end, the last couple of games for Chelsea seem a little rosy and get them in the 3rd spot and hit out Manchester City to the 4th spot. This is a game for Chelsea. Drogba's going to start for sure. Fernando Torres has to start, and I think he's going to get his first goal in the 12th game for a Chelsea. West Bromwich Albion have been very good. They got 12 points in the last they've got 12 points from a possible 18 in the last couple games. In the last 6 games, they got 12 points. So Roy Hodgson has been a godsend for them. They have 39 points right now. If they win this one, they make it to 42 points. They're virtually out of the relegation zone and relegation battle. They're 10th place in the EPL, but I just don't think they can do it. Even though they have Otamendi and all that, they won't have enough to beat Chelsea even at home, even though they're undefeated at the Hawthorns in the last 9 games. I think this is where the bubble burst for West Bromwich Albion, and Roy Hodgson is going to face defeat at the hands of Chelsea again. Chelsea to win this one big. I think it's going to be 4-0. Even though the confidence levels of Chelsea are down, they're playing with nothing to lose. They know they're out of the Champions League. They're playing for pride. They're playing to end the season on a high and keep their Russian billionaire from not chopping off their heads. They don't want to be decapitated with those players. So I think they're going to win against West Bromwich Albion. You got to give it up for Roy Hodgson, though. Having such a torrid time at Liverpool, 191 days of hell at Liverpool. They were even saying, I guess, Kenny wanted to be there, so that's why they made me late. I feel bad for Roy Hodgson. He's done really well at West Bromwich Albion. They've won 3 in the last 4, and they are in a good vein of form. They will give Chelsea some trouble, but I still think Chelsea's going to win this one easy, and I still think that Fernando Torres is going to get his first goal for Chelsea. Last but not least, not something that I talk about often, is La Liga, but hey, it's the El Clasico, the first of 4 El Clasicos coming till May the 3rd. This one happening at the Santiago Bernabeu. This is the return. This is La Liga title decider. They are 8 points behind. Barcelona is Real Madrid. They need these 3 points to at least put some pressure on Barcelona towards the end of the Liga season. And I had a sneaky feeling there's some tinkering going on in Spanish La Liga, and I think there's a little voodoo on this one. They're going to try to make La Liga a little more, a little more watchable or favorable to watch, especially if there's a smaller point gap between Barcelona and Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid will be able to give Barcelona the first defeat of the season. I know Barcelona are undefeated in the last 11, winning 10 and only drawing 1. I know a couple weeks ago Real Madrid lost to Sporting Gijón, but they have Higuain back, they have Adebayor back, they have Angel Di Maria, they have Ronaldo, and they have Higuain or Karim Benzema in the front. Without Carlos Puyol, without Eric Abidal, you know Barcelona's defense is going to be a little weak, and I think that at the Bernabeu, Angel Di Maria and Cristiano Ronaldo will be able to get a couple goals for Real Madrid. Messi, 133 goals in 150 games under Pep Guardiola. You know he's going to score. I have a sneaky feeling that this time Real Madrid is actually not going to win 5-0, but they are going to win at least 2-1 at the Santiago Bernabeu. Where they will lose is in the Champions League in both legs. I think Barcelona will be too strong for them in the Champions League, and the Copa del Rey is a toss-up. I think they might just give it to them. So those are my predictions for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it all, and please comment to let me know what your predictions are, and hopefully soon be back on Geo Super talking football to all you guys on the Super Football Show. Obviously tomorrow 8 to 10 is going to be the halftime show on Radio 1 FM 91, and check out the iBid for iPad. I'm in a commercial, yay! I'm a sensei in a commercial, so check it out on YouTube. Take care, bye.